Welcome.
Welcome to another episode of What You Watching.
Wow, that's a lot of energy.
I was trying to emulate you. I have a lot of new energy.
It's all bottled up.
It's all bottled up.
From weeks and weeks of no videos.
It's just been percolating, trying to get out, going,
Let me out. I want to do what you're watching.
And you know what? We've been watching a lot.
yeah.
We just haven't done any recording. One is producer Slater went to Mexico for a week, so we couldn't do
See?
anything. Then we
La
went
fiesta.
away for a week.
Yeah.
And then we did nothing for a week. And then it rained, and in California, when it rains, you do
Nobody
nothing.
does anything.
Los Angeles will be experiencing a quarter inch of rain.
So much.
Nobody drives.
We've been
Nobody
busy watching TV.
a lot of stuff. And you know what else? One of our wonderful viewers, Christine, said,
Hey, what's up? It's been 3 weeks. Where's the new stuff? Come on.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank
I've
you,
been trying to
Christine.
get him back in front of the camera, and he's just like, I don't want to do it.
what?
He's like, I'm done. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Christine wants us to get out there.
Well, you know what, Christine? This is for
Thank you, Christine.
you. Yeah, thank you. And what are we talking about today? What's our...
Okay, this is going to be an interesting review.
Yeah.
This is one of those reviews
You want to tell them what it is?
I will in a minute.
Okay.
Don't interrupt me, honey.
This is one of those reviews where you think it's the greatest show ever. We can't believe no one told us about it. We loved it. And for no one to tell us about a show, that's crazy. Because
Yeah.
the whole reason we started What You Watching was because we would sit around with our friends and go,
What are you watching?
What are you watching?
Let's do what you watching.
So for someone not to tell us about this show, we were like, did we just discover a show?
We have the nugget.
We just discovered the buried treasure.
Right.
So we're going to do a review on the show Your Honor.
Your Honor.
So we stumbled upon it one day. We were hanging out, and you know how the TV comes up, and you get Netflix and all the shows. Seen it, 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 seen it.
Which is great and a little disturbing at the same time.
So we see this giant picture of Bryan Cranston, and we're like, okay, is there anything that Bryan Cranston's been in that isn't the greatest?
Malcolm in the Middle.
Seinfeld.
Yes,
Yeah,
he was on
yeah,
Seinfeld.
you know what? You're right.
Didn't he win an Emmy for LBJ, or he portrayed
You're
some
right.
president?
Yeah, he did.
And
It was
then, of
up.
course, Breaking Bad.
And Breaking Bad. If you haven't seen Breaking Bad, it's really where the bar is, I think, for Bryan Cranston.
It'll be one of the top 10 shows of all time, probably. So anyway, Your Honor. It starts out so intense. Pretty intense.
It's really intense. If you're looking for light and airy, watch Frozen. If you're looking for,
Serious.
you're going to be on the edge of your seat, serious, it's good.
Yes. The thing I like about it is everyone who knows me well. I am all about justice. Justice is probably one of the number one things that drives me. So this show is about justice. Bryan Cranston is a judge in New Orleans. It's set in New Orleans.
Yep.
And something dramatic happens. And it compromises his sense of justice. And it's really about what lengths we will go to save someone we love. And will we compromise our high ethics and character? And I don't know if we can even tell you anymore, because another character comes in, and this character is going to go as far as he can go
Right.
to avenge the person he loves.
It's basically good against evil.
So switch it around, because we can't tell you more about it, because we'll ruin it.
So this basically what you're watching is about nothing except the name today.
So then we started telling all of our friends, like,
Did you see Your Honor? Have you seen Your...
Yeah, I saw the first season.
How come you didn't tell us? Did you see Your Honor? How come no one told us about Your Honor? And they're like,
Well, I couldn't finish it. Well, it was okay.
Right.
so then we get the Rotten Tomatoes, which how many times have we said we go by Rotten Tomatoes?
Well,
And if we had looked up this score,
We wouldn't have watched
We
it.
never would have watched it.
right. We're talking 50 on the critic rating, and on the
Audience.
I'm trying to read upside down.
67%.
All right, 67. So if we had seen that, we probably would have went, maybe not.
Yeah.
And one of the things is the reviews are kind of split 50-50, which makes this even more of a, that's a star, of a potential makes sense.
A potential makes sense.
A potential makes
Is that part
sense.
of our lazy boy? That's like tier 2. If we give it
Well,
5 lazy
think about
boys,
it.
does it make sense?
Think about it. if the reviews are kind of split 50-50, that's kind of where this is, which is kind of interesting.
Right.
But you know what? Here's my feeling on that. So I think what we're saying is we liked it. If you liked it, let us know in the comments. If you didn't like it, let us know in the comments. And that way, I think we'll get a pretty good flow of traffic from people that will get engaged.
I think this goes under the heading of letting other people influence your thoughts. So we did this all in a vacuum. We watched it by ourselves and we loved it. Then we read this and I went,
I started thinking about all the things in the show and all of the first season that was inconsistent, that was cheesy, that was unrealistic.
But time out.
no, but what I'm saying is I never would have had those thoughts. This is my whole point. I never would have had those thoughts if I hadn't been influenced by a low score. Like if it had said
99.
I'd go,
That's what. Yep, we know how to pick them.
What do most people use film and television for?
I don't know, Professor. Tell me.
For the most part,
Tell me, Professor.
to escape.
Okay.
You're being entertained. Everyone is being entertained in different ways. You're being entertained differently than I'm being entertained, depending on the content that we watch. So my point is, I have no point to that. No, my point is,
You were really, really
I was on a
sounding
roll
good
too.
there.
God, I was on a roll. No, my point is, it doesn't matter if you didn't like it. If I happen to like it, we're gonna see how that comes through in the comments.
Right. That wasn't my point.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you stop interrupting me while I am interrupting you?
Sometimes,
I'm
okay.
just gonna hang
I
out.
would say on a scale of 1 to 10, you and I are a 9 as far as like marriage and friendship and compatibility. But every once in a while, we live in a universe where we are parallel. And a lot of times we are saying the same things to each other, but we think we're not getting each other. But basically, when we were stopped, we go, oh my God, we're saying the same thing. We're just saying
Right.
it differently.
Right. And to me, to me, that is fun because I know it drives you crazy.
It does drive me crazy.
Producer Slater. Producer Slater's like, I'm never getting married. Oh no, it's never gonna happen. We've been getting a lot of comments, by the way. Show Producer Slater. So if we get a certain number of comments, because we don't do math, let's say, pick a number.
If there are 50 comments, I'll come on the podcast.
The
Podcast?
The podcast.
So nobody can see you.
No, they're going to have to tune in to the video podcast.
By the way, all you people, we recorded our first podcast, Empty Nesters Unite. Come along for the ride. We're all in this together.
Is that the name of our show?
No, I just made it up. Anyway.
Yes, we've talked about a podcast.
Yep.
We've teased a podcast. We actually started a podcast yesterday.
Yep.
And look for it because we have no idea what it was very stressful, I will say.
I think you did a phenomenal job.
I was super stressed out about it.
The one thing when we got back home after we had spent several days, weeks preparing for this, we both realized we never said who we were.
Yeah.
By the way, Producer Slater, we're going to need to fix that in post.
Right.
So
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
For the podcast, we
Yep.
have to do a little tweaking.
We will promote it on What You Watching.
What you watching? We're so happy to be back.
Yeah. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please hit that little bell, which will notify you when we have a new episode that comes out.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Well, lucky you. Like, we're done. Thanks for
We're out.
watching.
Back to Your Honor.
Your Honor.
So.
Which is what she makes me call her at home, by the way.